Here is what I want you to know tonight. Write this down. You are your program. You are your program. You are your program. From the moment that we're born, there are ideas that have been programmed into our subconscious mind over and over and over again, both genetically and environmentally. From our earliest point of conception, repetitive ideas are programmed into our subconscious. Part of it is DNA and part of it is environment. It is a program, and the older that we grow, we begin to work out of our conscious mind, which responds to the world around us. And a lot of times the conflict happens when my conscious mind begins to give me information that is contrary to my subconscious mind. The subconscious is my record player. It is recording every sight, every sound, every word, all around me, all hours of the day and night. And the more I hear something, the more it is programmed into my being. And the more it is programmed into my being, every idea that comes out of me will reflect the program that's already in me. So how do I change, Pastor? Tonight won't change you. Saturday in our wealth class won't change you. You can complete the whole book. You can go see Robert Kiyosaki and Rich Dad, Poor Dad and every motivational speaker, but none of it will change you. Why? Because of the program that's already in you. And I need you to understand, your Bible has been giving you the key to change, but you never understood it this way. Psalm 1 verse 2, when the writer says to meditate on the word of God, when? Day and night. That's programming. Get the word in you. So much so, day and night, repetitively, that it is now writing a new program on your subconscious. David said in Psalm 51:10, renew within me a right spirit. Spirit is the same word for mind. God, give me a new mind, David said when he felt so far from God and his decisions created such distance. He said, renew within me a right spirit. Renew within me a right mind. Psalm 51:10. And so he was talking about God, rewrite my program. Philippians 2:5, when Paul said, let this mind be in you. The argument there is from a greater source to a lower source, from a parent to a child. Let means do this because you have the capacity to do it. So when he says, let this mind be in you, he's really declaring, do this because I told you to. Get rid of your old thinking, get rid of your old ways, your old behavior, your old ideas, and take on the new ideas that come from Christ. So the Bible has been talking about programming all along, and we've never understood it, that you are your program. There's been a program running in your mind since you were a child. And so every idea that you've had is because of the program that's in you. The behaviors and the results that you have achieved in life is because of the program that's running in you. The choices that you've made, the people that you've been hooked up with or disconnecting from, it's because of the program that's running in you. So let me ask you a question. How has your thinking affected your wealth? You're so smart, you know everything. How has it worked out for you so far? How has your thinking affected your wealth? That's a question you're going to have to answer, because the program that's in you has caused you to financially be where you are today. So how has your thinking affected your wealth? If you're sitting here with me today, you've got some faulty ideas, some faulty thinking. Why? Because there's a faulty program that's running in your subconscious. Here is the key. I want you to write this down and remember this. The key to changing your spending habits or changing your finances altogether is this: a new repetitive idea to reprogram your mind. How am I going to change my finances? How am I going to change the results I've been receiving in my life? I need a new repetitive idea to reprogram my subconscious. What is your program that you've been running? Tonight, I want you to do your homework and find out your program. When I grew up, and you've heard me say this jokingly, my parents would always want to know who my friends were, and then they wanted to know who their parents were. One reason they wanted to know that is because at that time, everybody in the community knew everybody else. You know, Mrs. Pfizer, my third grade teacher, she taught my mama. She said, I know Mary. I'm going to call Mary right now. I had no idea she knew my mama like that. If I knew that, I could take back what I did that day and the result that night. I would have taken it back if she knew Mary. She called her Mary Catherine. All right? But everybody, back then, everybody knew everybody else. But then mama and daddy, grandmama, and all the older saints, this is what they also knew. That your friend is the program that's been running in his house. So if I know his parents, I know what's in him or her. Because the program is there genetically and environmentally. They knew that there's a program running in them, so I need to know where they come from, so I can either warn you or celebrate you. See, our problem today is we never get to the point of asking questions in our relationships about the program. We just want to look at them and say, oh, they fine. Everything I've been looking for. He's so nice, he opened the door for me today. You better check the program. He paid for my meal today. Check the program. You haven't asked the right questions because you're not thinking that there's a program that's been implanted all of these years. What is your programming? Think back through the years with your parents and your grandparents, the primary and secondary influences in your life, and discover what's the programming. Even the TV shows that you watched. What's the programming? Ask the question, who am I, is a question of what's my programming, what's been running, what ideas have been implanted in me from my earliest remembrance. I remember my programming very well because as a little boy, right in my house, I had my parents and I was close with both of them, but more so my dad. My major programming agent. And I remember at the earliest point of my life how my father, he got out of the military, he was married, went into the military, got out of the military, and then he worked at GE. Then he went to work for Mr. Bean as an electrician. And so by the time I came along, he was working for Mr. Bean as an electrician, starting his own company as his own electrical contractor, Keaton Electric, and pastoring a church and going to school at night while being husband and father. Pastor, school at night, working for Mr. Bean, starting his own business, and even buying rental property, managing all of that. He was doing all of this every day of my life. Every morning up until 2018, a month before he passed, he was still waking up at 5:30 in the morning, starting a fire in the basement in the stove. Every morning, he did that my whole life. Never missed a day starting a fire. When we would go to school, he was already out the door. Come home from work in the evening, go right to school, and then come home late at night and eat. I remember that programming, so my programming was hard work. No excuses. Some of us in here, I can't go to school because I got too much on my plate. You're the product of poor programming. Because excuses have made you who you are. And the sooner you can accept that, the sooner you can move beyond your excuses and become even more productive to reach the dreams and make them manifest that's yet in you, but yet you're too much in the excuse realm. When school gets out every year, we would get out and most of our friends would go riding their bicycles and hang out. But when school ended, if school ended on Wednesday for the summer, Thursday morning, 7 o'clock, he was waking us up to go to work with him. I had my little old electrical tool pouch, and I had 4 tools in it. I had a screwdriver, flathead, and a Phillip, and then I had a hammer, and I had a wire stripper. That's all I had. But Daddy's tool pouch was huge. He had everything. I wanted one of those. And he said, no, you can't get this because I gave you the tools you need for the work you're going to do. So I was putting in receptacles and lights and junction boxes, and just these 4 tools is all I needed. I'd walk up to people's houses, knock on their door, I'm here to do the work, and they would look at me like I'm crazy. 7 years old, putting in your outlets, I would not have trusted me. But he had already trained us and taught us, and so the whole summer we worked for him, and so we learned how to work. That's the programming. Hardly no vacations, always work. No excuses, very little hours of sleep because we're geared to work, and that's still my programming to this day. Few hours of sleep, intensive work, no excuses, none made, none given. You just work. That's part of my programming. Trusting God has always been a part of my programming. Tithing has been a part of my programming. Education has been a part of my programming. Making money has been a part of my programming. What's your programming? Some of us in here, if you think about it, you'll realize I am the product of my programming. We call it generational curses. You're the product of your programming. Some of us are raised around people that didn't do much with their lives. They've been bitter and angry, and that's who we've either become or see ourselves becoming, just as we've been programmed. Others of us have been programmed to do, programmed to love, programmed to enjoy. And that's what we're doing. We are the product of our programming. I've always had people in my life, my parents and my coaches, football, always from childhood all the way up through college, they always told me, Keaton, you're very gifted, you're great, you can do anything on this field you set your mind to. And I've always heard that from my earliest to now. That's why you can't tell me what I can't do. Because I have been programmed to know I can. You follow me? It's not arrogance, it's my program that's running. I've been told it so much in my life that I've not only come to believe it, I just do it. I wish you would tell me what I can't do. Okay? It's your programming. Now, here is what I want to give you tonight. I want you to change your results. I want your money to change. I want your attitude to change. I want your life to change. And here is the key. I want to give you my mantra, my program that I'm using every day to rewrite, overwrite, and to improve upon the program that's already in me. I don't want you to write it down. I want you to learn it. I want you to say it every day, thousands of times every day, every single week, every month, all year round, until it becomes you. Because until you change you, your money won't change. Until you change the ideas that's in your head, you will still spend on the same things. But if I can put this new mantra in your system and you say it thousands of times every day, get this in your system, you will change your attitude and you will see your life will change. Your money will change, your relationships will change, everything about you will change if you put this new program in your system. It's an idea that you have to put in you to overwrite the program that's already there. Here it is, just very plain. I am so blessed that I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am so blessed. I say this all day, every day. I am so blessed that I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I'm so blessed that I must take full full advantage of every opportunity to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I am so blessed that I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. Thousands of times every day when things don't go my way, guess what I do? After I get through cussing, I am so blessed. I ain't lying. I am so blessed. After I get through mother this, son of a what that, I am so blessed that I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. When I'm disappointed, when things don't go my way, I am so blessed. And this keeps me going, keeps me focused, keeps me from losing it all. And I keep on going up. I keep on increasing. Why? Because I am so blessed. I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. I dare you to say that all day, every day, thousands of times. Get it in your system while you're showering, while you're cooking, while you're driving, while you're eating. Put it in your system all day long, every day, thousands of times a day for a whole year, and watch what happens. As a matter of fact, do it for 90 days. Put this in your system instead of Real Housewives. Come on. Put this in your system thousands of times every day. I am so blessed that I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be happy, healthy, wealthy, and wise. That should be your mantra. Everything will change from that point forward. John chapter 10, verse 10, Jesus says, "The thief cometh but to steal, kill, and destroy." He's identifying this holistically because he says, "But I have come," the B section, "that you might have life and have it more abundantly." Life and more abundantly speaks of a holistic experience with him, that through an encounter and the embodiment of the Christ, he will manifest into a holistic aspect of your life. In other words, Christ will affect and infect every aspect of your being. He's not just here for one thing, he's here for all of you. He didn't come here to give you a paycheck, he's here to improve all of you. So if he's coming holistically as the opposite of Satan, then Satan wants to take everything from you. He wants to take you from you holistically, which means, let's go back to our mantra: happy, healthy, wealthy, wise. I must take full advantage. I'm so blessed. I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be happy. Satan wants to take your happiness, your health, your wealth, and your wisdom. He wants to take everything from you. But I am so blessed. I must take every advantage of every opportunity to be happy. You know what happy is? Happy is based on situations. So something has to happen to me in order for me to be happy. And what must happen to me must be in the affirmative to the program that's already in me. And so in other words, I'm happy when things are going my way. I'm happy because something in the external has affirmed or agreed with what's in me. So if I am so blessed that I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be happy, then what that means is, because God has been so good to me, it is my full responsibility and intentionality to put myself in situations that agree with who I am now in him. So the people that have been messing with my happiness, I'm so blessed that I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be happy, which means I can't afford to be fooling with you no more. But I'm not going to let you put me in a situation that causes me to frown, to be upset, to be hurt, to be angry, to possibly go to jail. I can't fool with you no more. So I've got to make some new decisions about the situations in my life, because if the situations determine my happiness and I'm in full control and I'm so blessed by God, then I have got to establish and set up the situations that benefit who I am. I can't be with some people anymore. I don't care how long I've known you. I don't care the history we have together. If you threaten my happiness, it's between you or me. You got to go. Because I'm too blessed to not be happy. God been too good for me to not be happy. You ever think about that? Just think about that. How good God has been to you, and you sitting around frustrated and mad and angry. Do you think about that? He's been that good. When you were not even on the right page with him, he's still stuck by you. Talk to me. Huh? When you did everything he told you not to do, he still what? Made a way for you. Still bailed you out. He's been so good to you, and you got the nerve to live upset. You got the nerve to walk out of here tonight and go to bed angry. You got the nerve to wake up in the morning with one of your fists balled up. Somebody say, how you doing? Fine. You got to change the situation. I'm so blessed, I must take full accountability and responsibility to be in a position to be happy. I've got to take advantage of every opportunity. But then healthy. This mantra is good because it also affects my health. It's a holistic work of God to be happy and to be healthy. Now, I'm so blessed of God, I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be healthy. So now guess what? Every morning when I wake up, my mind is on my health. Before this mantra, I ate everything. Before this mantra, I didn't work out. But now, because this new program is in me, when I wake up, I'm thinking about now, I got to start my day off jogging. I've got to start my day off working out. I've got to start my day off now choosing different foods to eat. Why? Because I'm a temple for God. So as much as I love Ruth's Chris, I can't go all the time. Maybe once a month now. Once every other month. I can't eat all the fried foods like I used to. I've got to begin to cut back. Why? Because I'm so blessed. I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be healthy. Have you thought about that? You wake up in the morning and you're not happy with what you see in the mirror. Whose fault is it? It's yours. You're not working out. Well, I don't have time, Pastor. You just don't know what I have to go through. Sure I do. Wake up earlier. Wake up 30 minutes earlier. Do some sit-ups. And stop wearing those things to kind of, cut you up all day long. You walk around like this all day, and you can't wait to get out of it. Come on. It gives you a nice look for somebody when you passing by, but when you go to the bathroom at work, you whoosh. And then after you come out that stall, you gotta strap it back up and go get them. When you can eliminate that if you just work out. You're going through unnecessary changes. I'm so blessed that I must take full advantage of every opportunity to be wealthy. I'm so blessed, I must take advantage of every opportunity to be wealthy. Happy, healthy, wealthy. So I must honor God. Every day I wake up and every day I get a paycheck, I've got to honor God. That's an opportunity to be wealthy. And then I must look for increase through multiple streams of income. I must look for another stream of income. I just brought up my car from Virginia. I have a 1984 Luther Cutlass, and I've been showing people pictures on Facebook. And it's been sitting at Virginia, and I just brought it up, and it's hot. I gotta admit, it's a hot car. I gotta admit it. I can't even play like it ain't that hot. It's hot. It's a hot car. It's been sitting in my family's garage in Virginia. I just trailered it up and brought it here, and I had it tinted yesterday. And the guy who came to the house to tint it, we were talking last night when he was doing it, and he showed me pictures of his house. He's got his niece with him. He's raised her, adopted his niece who got her out of foster care. He has his children, and he's done all these things, and he added on to his house and made it into an L shape. He's got a lot of property, and it's over 6,000 square feet. His neighbors don't like him, and then he built a warehouse, and he has 14 cars plus an RV. So I said, how long have you been doing this? He says, 25 years. I was making money when I was in middle school doing this. I learned how to do this in middle school. And so I was